Hello, friends. Today we are going to have a cozy sit-down chat about self-care, but with a little twist. I'm sure we know and love the classics, the face mask, the bath time, the cozy candles. They're amazing. But today I want to share with you 5 self-care habits that have really improved my relationships and my well-being. These are practices that you might not have thought of before. So we're going to go beyond the surface. We're going to get to the heart of what self-care means to you and how creating space for it and integrating it can truly transform our quality of life. So let's get cozy. Maybe grab your favorite drink. I've got peppermint tea here that I'm excited to dive into. I've been all about peppermint tea lately. Let's deep dive into self-care together. Cheers. Let's start with the first habit that has been a game changer in my life, and that is weekly check-ins. Now, this one's particularly useful if you have a roommate, a partner, or any family member you share responsibilities with. In my case, it's my husband, Andrew. We've been doing these Monday check-ins, and let me tell you, they've become such an invaluable part of our routine. I look forward to them every week. It's really helped with our communication. Here's how it works. We wake up, each of us goes about our morning routine, and then half an hour before we split off for work, we meet up in the kitchen. So we have our favorite drinks in hand. I'm a matcha girly. Andrew drinks his AG1, and we discuss the week ahead. It's our way of aligning our plans, managing expectations, which is a big one, and it just has helped us set a positive tone for the rest of the week. But these check-ins aren't just about going over our to-do list. Even though that's a big part of it, it's also about providing each other with support and holding ourselves accountable, coordinating our schedules, which is especially important because we share one car. So we found that these few minutes at the start of the week spent syncing up on our plans, it really helps us stay on track and reduce the micromanaging and the need to keep following up and asking, hey, have you done this? Have you done this? Those syncs have really mitigated that. Plus, it's a great way for us to show up for each other if one of us is having a really hectic week. Here's a quick rundown of what we cover during these check-ins in case you want to try it out for yourself. So the first thing we do is review our to-do list. We keep it in Apple reminders because that's what works for Andrew, and I'm gonna meet him where he's at when it comes to to-do lists. So we'll discuss what's lined up for the week, what's the priority, when are we going to get certain things done. Then we'll check in on the car schedule, who's using the car when, and then we check in on our pillars. These are the things that each of us needs to feel good and happy. So exercise, eating healthy, social time with our friends. We were introduced to the concept of pillars by our friend Amy, and so we'll often ask each other, how are your pillars? So for Andrew, he might say, I feel like I've been eating out a lot this week and I really want to stay home and reset. And then for me, I might say, oh, I really want to make sure I prioritize exercise this week. And so we'll both try to look out for each other and give a little nudge of encouragement as we go through our week. Lastly, similar to checking in on pillars, we will just flat out ask each other, how can I support you this week? Whether it's helping with chores, a little extra encouragement for a big project, or just spending more quality time together, we make it very clear how we can be there for each other. I'm all about these Monday check-ins. So if you end up trying it out for yourself, let me know in the comments how it goes. It's been amazing for us. After our Monday check-ins, we're well equipped to handle the week ahead, but there is another practice that goes hand in hand with this, and that is habit number 2, the power of pause. This habit has probably been the single most impactful thing to help me reduce being chronically overbooked. I have an entire podcast episode deep diving into this. If you'd like to check it out, my podcast is called Slow Brew Sunday. I'll link it down below. We often find ourselves saying yes to things because we feel obligated, even when we're already stretched thin. And I've learned that it's essential to take pause before agreeing to take on something that might end up overwhelming me. So the beauty of this pausing is that it gives us a little bit of space. It's not just about managing our commitments, but also about honoring our bandwidth. When we pause, we make room for our thoughts, our feelings, our instincts to surface, and we're not machines designed to be constantly producing. We have emotional and physical limits. So recognizing those limits takes strength, healthy boundaries, and just trust in our inner selves. No one is out there getting an award for how busy or how exhausted they are. In a world where everything seems urgent, it's really important to remember that urgency is subjective and it can be challenging to decipher what's truly important when everything is marked as time sensitive. For example, just because a request lands in your inbox, it doesn't mean you're obligated to drop everything and respond immediately. Pausing allows you to take back control, to decide when and how you will respond. And simply pausing will buy yourself a little bit of time to decide what is realistic for you and your bandwidth. So just using the email example again, if you feel like you must acknowledge that you've received this email, but you're not quite ready to respond to its fullest, you can always say, hey, letting you know I received your email, I will get back to you soon. Buy yourself a little bit of time. Again, if you want to listen to the full podcast episode, I will link that below. I deep dive into it and provide you with some examples and scenarios in which pausing can really help you lighten your load. Habit number 3, one of the self-care habits that has genuinely transformed my life is designing my digital spaces. In our tech-driven world, we are constantly interacting with digital platforms, whether it's our phone, our computer, our iPad. We spend a lot of time on our screens. Have you ever stopped to think about how these spaces make you feel? Probably. But have you thought about how the look of them also make you feel? Developers launch these apps with default settings, and guess what? They're designed to be customized. I love customizing. It is so much fun. So it's about transforming these spaces, making them cozy, making them feel good, and just making them you. You can add a splash of color, keep it minimal, whatever aligns with your aesthetic, and whatever makes you feel good when you open these apps or devices. Here are just a few examples. Take your wallpaper background, for instance. It's the first thing you see when you open your phone or your laptop. So changing it to an image that brings you joy or makes you feel calm can really set the tone for your digital experience. Also, don't even get me started on desktop clutter. A clean desktop can do wonders for your mental well-being. I have lots of videos talking about how to declutter your digital, so you can check that out. But a clean and tidy desktop with a calming wallpaper background, love it. Now, if you are interested in exploring more about personalizing your digital space, then I'd like to share today's sponsor, Skillshare. You can check out my very first Skillshare class where I've created a step-by-step workshop on how to transform your Google Calendar from chaos to calm. We cover everything from time blocking and task batching to customizing the colors. I dive into how I use Google Tasks for my daily to-dos. I had so much fun creating this workshop for you all, and I think Skillshare is such an incredible online learning community to deepen your passions, explore new skills, and just really immerse yourself in a world of creativity. Skillshare offers thousands of inspiring and diverse classes for individuals who are curious and creative across a broad range of categories like illustration, graphic design, photography, music, marketing, and so much more. So check out Skillshare. Let me know if you check out my class. The first 500 people who use the link in my description will get a 30-day free trial. Remember to not underestimate the power of designing your digital spaces, because small changes can make a big difference, and this form of self-care shouldn't be overlooked, especially when we spend so much of our time online. Habit number 4 goes to my monthly finance meetings. You might be wondering, how do finances fit into self-care? Trust me, getting a handle on your money situation can be a huge stress reliever, and it's also an empowering part of your overall well-being. So if you've stumbled upon my TikTok or YouTube channel in the past, you might have seen the videos where I walk you through the process of our monthly finance chats with me and Andrew. I'll link that down below. This has been a cornerstone of our routine for about 4 or 5 years now, and it pretty much kicked off when we were beginning to save for our first house. So these meetings about finance are really important for us to make sure we're aligned. But over time, these meetings have evolved into so much more than just a financial check-in. They become a comprehensive life check-in, a deeper, much more thorough version of our Monday check-ins. So we dive into our spending habits, review our automated investments. We talk about any new financial tips or insights that we've gained and how we can implement them. I'm always stumbling upon new information and tips. I would recommend my friend Austin Hankwitz. He is an incredible resource for investing tips and strategies. I love his newsletter, The Rate of Return. Shameless plug for a friend, but gotta check him out. At the root of it all, it is not just about numbers and transactions. It's also about our life goals, our ambitions, and how our finances can support that. So these meetings have become a monthly ritual. It's become a time for us to align on not just our monetary matters, but also to ensure we're on the same page when it comes to our life's direction, especially now that we have a little baby girl on the way, which, by the way, I am 31 weeks at the time of filming this. And if I sound like I'm out of breath, it's because I am. I'm just sitting here and talking. So that's pregnancy for you. I've made it super easy for you to get started on your own monthly finance meeting. So if you're interested, you can opt into my shared Notion hub to grab my free template. This will also give you access to all my other free Notion templates that will be linked down below as well. Okay, friends, we have made it to the 5th and final habit. I'm really excited to share it with you today. And that habit is reading, specifically fiction, fantasy, romantasy, whatever, just not self-help. We're gonna need a little bit more tea for this. Reading fiction or fantasy isn't just a form of escapism, it is also a valuable self-care practice that gives our minds a much-needed break from the relentless pursuit of learning and achieving. If you're watching my channel, it's probably because you also enjoy personal growth. But life doesn't always have to be about gaining new knowledge or striving for personal growth. Sometimes it's just about letting go and granting ourselves the permission to rest, recharge, and simply enjoy a good story without feeling guilty. It's about allowing ourselves to be swept away by a narrative and to experience a wide range of emotions and to connect with characters who may be vastly different from us, especially if you read fantasy. So the next time you find yourself with some free time, consider picking up that fiction or fantasy novel that you've been meaning to read. Hop on a book talk, you'll get tons of recommendations. Trust me, your mind will thank you for it. I have found that I actually end work on time because I'm looking forward to reading the next chapter in my book. And I went from really feeling burnt out from reading and not reading at all because of feeling like I had to constantly read self-help books and constantly be learning something, but it is truly not the case. I also have a podcast episode talking about how fantasy is the gateway to overcoming self-help burnout. So if you want to check that out, I will also link that down below. Wow, lots of things linked down below. There you have it. Those are the 5 self-care habits that have drastically improved my life and my relationships. I hope sharing these inspires you to think outside the box when it comes to your own self-care routines. So drop a comment below and share with me how you take care of yourself. I'd love to hear your tips and tricks. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Remember to take care of you, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.